Hey everybody. So after much anticipation, I have finally decided to shoot a video of the homestead, the interior of the homestead. All right. So here you have the front, right? And the biggest issue that I've seen with this building so far is this big old crack right here. If you look, big old crack. Goes all the way down. It's made the window shift. So yeah, that's really the only major structural problem that the building has. And this part of this actually doesn't, if you look here, it's connected, but not really. It could be removed or it could be repaired. If you look at this wall right here, you can see that it was kind of like an addendum with this crack that goes all the way up. So this could be taken off, but it's a huge space, so I'd really hate to do that. So I think we're going to call Ramjack or somebody that does foundation work and see what they can come up with. But this is storage right now. This part of the building used to be like an office space. All of the things that you see on these shelves right here were scattered about. These shelves were completely full. I'm cursing myself every day for not having done like at least a walkthrough before we touched anything. I did take some still photos, but this room right here, before we came out here, you couldn't walk through it. Well, you could. There was a path from the door down to here, and it was just stacked. There was this table right here was right here. And there was stuff stacked all under it, all above it. There was stuff, I've got this little thingy right here, rolls, that I've got all these books on. So this was completely full of crap. This over here was just stacked. These two filing cabinets were right here. This was in front of the filing cabinets. So like when you walked in, there was just like a wall of filing cabinets and cabinet. And then this back here was completely, like, you see the bowling balls, it was just refuse back there, and then there was just boxes of stuff piled right here. So we've cleaned this up significantly, and this has become just where anything that I find that I feel has value, or you know, like a family item or something that my grandfather had or something like that, I stash it up here. Anything that I think my dad might want to keep, I've been stashing up here too. So I've been trying to be very, very respectful of his things, because he still does come up here and do things from time to time, because this is his wood shop. This is my daddy's wood shop. And so when I was little, this was an automotive repair place. That's what they did here. You see we have this giant hoist right here. This is an engine hoist, and this is on a boom that will come out. It just like swings all the way around like this way. So you can slide this out. So this is a giant engine hoist on a giant pole. So this was 2 bays. You could fit one car on this side and one car on this side. This shelf right here didn't used to be here. This was open. This door has always been here, but this was open. And this was where my granddad kept his workbench with all of his tools. This right here is original equipment. This little bench right here, as well as this window that's been there as long as I can remember. This little table right here, this was my granddad's like his desk, where he would write up bills and things like that. Big old stove, because this place has no insulation at all, so it is much like a barn. This here is my fallout shelter. This right here, I don't even know if you can, even with the light on, it's not going to do a whole lot. Yeah, that's the deep dark. So like right there is water. Okay, so this is flooded completely. The sump pumps and the drainage in here needs to be completely reworked. So more than likely this is full of water right now. I haven't looked at it, but this is a pit. You walk down these stairs and then it goes that way, and then this piece of wood right here is covering like a 6-foot pit. So you would drive the cars in through here, line them up so that they're over the pit, and then you could get down under them and you could do mechanic work. So this has become one of my fallout shelters. So this right here, that's empty space. There is nothing under that. It's a 6-foot drop. Good times, good times. So this was the main mechanic shop. This right here was my granddad's workbench. This actually used to sit on the other side of the wall back here, which I'll show you in a second. But this right here is all my granddad's tools. Like those have been there for a very long time. So you see all the business licenses that they had posted. So funny. It's so funny because it's like a mix of like ancient items from my grandfather's garage and like newer stuff that my dad's brought in. So it's kind of a mix. See, now there never was a door here when I was little. It was always open. But then there used to be a grinder that sat right here all the time. And then this was the machine room. Again, I wish I would have taken a picture of this before we started. Because it was bad. Well, I have a picture. I just wish I would have done a video. It wasn't bad. It was just not like this. Like this whole area was wood. There were these big wooden racks similar to this one right here. This is part of it that we took down. So there were these giant wooden racks here, and this is where my dad was storing his wood. But the problem is, this is very... He said that this was meant to be temporary, but it's been here for like 30 years now. So this right here that you see, that is in fact daylight. So when it rains, it pours down this crack because there's nothing stopping the water. It just comes flying down through there. So everything in this room has been, well, everything on this side of the room has been waterlogged. There were racks and things right here that had probably been there for entirely too long. Giant grody spiders. This was the old bathroom. As you can see, it's needing some love. But this right here that I'm about to show you is pretty much what everything looked like in here that we have fixed, okay? So prepare yourselves, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Let me turn a light on here and see if it helps at all. This is what everything looked like when we first started. Just piles of stuff, just old stuff. Like this corner is a very good representation of what every corner in this place looked like when we started. It's just like 70 years of stuff just piled. Chains, just, I mean, any tool you could ever want. Any tool you could want. Ooh, I really like that light. That light's probably going to end up staying. But yeah, so this is just an example. And this floor was covered with mud and grossness and dead things, literally dead things. I found more bones in the dirt that I scraped off this floor. Like over here in the corner, in this corner right here, this is the low spot. And there was, you can see like the water damage along the edge of the wall there. There was at least an inch of mud in this corner that I had to scrape up and then shovel out into the wheelbarrow. Well, that mud was full of bones, because not only was there bones, but there were like pieces of metal and scrap and stuff. And I didn't want to dump that with the dirt. So I started going through, like sifting through it with gloves on, of course, and pulling metal out, and I kept coming across bones, and I was like, that's really gross. So there were like skulls and femurs and yeah, leg bones. Anyway, so this was used to be where they would do like work on like more engine work, like cylinders, you know, borne out cylinders, fixing engine heads. Like that's where they would do all that kind of work. Right here used to sit like a giant boiler. It was like a giant furnace. And then my granddad's drill press sat right here. And there was just like various pieces of metal. The furnace that sat here didn't work the entire time that I was growing up. So I don't know how long that had been there, but it was kind of like a circle thing where you could come in this and go out that way, because that, like I said, that didn't used to be there. So onward we go. This right here There used to be a giant tire changer that sat right here. Giant tire changer. Of course, I was 8 when last time I saw it, but we've got lots and lots. Again, this is a very good example of what things around here looked like when we first got here. Especially this corner. Yeah, this looks very familiar as opposed to what this is what every part of this building looked like. So this used to be where Dad would keep like all of his paint stuff. As you can see, he still kind of does that. And then this actually, all the way out to the edge of the concrete out there, like to about right here, this used to be completely enclosed. And then when you came out here, you went that way, and that was our barn. The first couple days we were here, we actually saw a big old black snake coiled up right there inside, like in between the where that board right there is and the ceiling. It was curled up in there. I thought it was like a hose hanging down, and I looked a little closer and I was like, wow, that's a black snake. So that's Sneaky Pete. He hangs out up there. But this used to be completely different. Like this over here used to go all the way out to the end of the concrete. It was a big old room. So yeah, that's been shortened, and all of this needs to come down. So like a lot of ceiling work or roof work needs to be done, like basically from this point back. But, oh, here comes Roxanne. But that's okay because we have all of this, which is not harmed in any way. Very good roof. This is where our home proper is going to be. So take it in, guys. Take it in. There's a lot to take in. We've got some exposed outdoors up here. That's right. A little drafty. That's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We got our big stove on the other side to keep us warm, right? Yeah, so this is what I've been doing today. All of this stuff right here is like, my dad does a lot of furniture restoration. So he collects like old pieces of wood, like these spindles right here. If you look closely, you can see like all these old railings and chair spindles and stuff. Those he keeps because when he has all these people, it's like a chair museum, you guys. Look at all these chairs. That's what he did for a long time, was just restore chairs. And this green boy back here, that big old green meanie was my grandma's rocking chair. These are the sleds we used to ride on. Yeah, oh, this is all old school me, guys. But so this is another pit. This is what I've been doing today, as I was saying. This is what I've been doing today. This was covered, these boards right here covered this, right? So they could use this floor space for something other than this, right? So it was covered in stuff. That couch, all these totes, all this stuff was over here. So, and this pile of siding and soffit was down there, like on the other side. And as you see, it's like really gross because this floods. Again, the drainage in here is really bad, so we've got to get it all cleaned out. But there is a sump pump right there where you see that hose coming out, but it wasn't clearing it fast enough. So this fills with water. It had water in it yesterday, just a little bit. But today I uncovered this. I got all the boards up, and upper management helped me. We put all these boards over here. Also, see these big, huge pieces of sheet metal? That's all that was in this corner, was like big, huge, big chunks of sheet metal. There's one there, and those two, and another one that I couldn't move. This little thing right here, there's a huge, probably a 12-foot piece of sheet metal right there in the corner. I couldn't move those. They'll have to move eventually, of course. But these I couldn't get out of here. But this whole corner was just nothing but old sheet metal, like all this stuff, whatever this plastic stuff is. It was all piled up here in this corner. So I pulled all that out yesterday, swept it up because it was full of cat turds. Cat turds and cat pee, that seems to be the main ingredient here. But that over there was like really grody and gross. So I got everything swept up the best I could for now until it dries out a little bit. I didn't touch this down here because it's like wet grease and dirt and cat poop and cat pee. and so it needs to dry out a little bit, hence our friend Fan that's going to dry this out for us today, hopefully, and get us where we need to be. So yeah, this is yet another bunker, another storage area. This is going to be, oh, ew, I have a big old hair on me. This is going to be, we're going to put a floor over this, so it'll be kind of like a storage area, plus it's going to be utility. This is where our water is going to come in. So it's kind of a half basement, I guess. But this area over here is probably where we've done the most work. And again, I really wish I could have shown you what this looked like before we started, because this used to be where Dad would do like all of his fabrication work. Like he would literally build like tankers and things like that for the fire department. So like medical vehicles, things like that. So this is where he would do that, and this is where he would do that, yeah. And this was also like his paint booth when he would do like any kind of auto body repair or any kind of paint jobs or anything like that. This was like his paint area. And then when he stopped doing that, it became where we stored the hay for the cows. So I would come in here and there would literally be like this giant pyramid of hay stacked right here. But this right here, like this stack, this pile, all that's left of other people's things to get out of here, that's what all of this was. All of it. All of it was, I mean, all of it. When we first came out here, right, there was a small path right through here. Very small. And you had to step over things. And it was just and all beside you, all over here was just a conglomeration of things, just all manner of things, like coolers and boxes and yard implements. And then over here, back in this corner, we had shelving that went straight up to the top. They went all the way up. Those books that were in there on that rolly thing in the front building, those were all the way up at the top, on the top shelf. They've probably been sitting up there for 40 years. And then this cabinet right here needs to go, but it is extremely heavy, and the bottom two drawers are welded shut. So I can't get what's in it out, but that's going to be moved. Anyway, this was just top to bottom shelves, and they were falling down. So we had to dismantle all those. These two cabinets were just strewn. I mean, you would have had to have seen it, guys. It was so much. It was so much. But we got through it all. We got through it all, and here we are. So we've got windows that need to be replaced. We've got doors that need to be replaced. This is going to become our bedroom. We're standing in my bedroom right now. You don't know that, but it's true. And then we're going to put a deck back here. And then we have nice views up that way. So lovely. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a long one, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. And thank you to all of our subscribers. I saw that we have 181, and I greatly appreciate that. That's just so amazing and so wonderful. I so greatly appreciate it. Oh, but wait. There's more. More chairs. Oh, I love my dad. He's so quirky, and he's so funny. So fun. So yeah, that's a quick summary. Again, I'm kicking myself hard for not having done this the first day, because you guys would be shocked and amazed if you knew what this place looked like. Like, under here, there was a 20 by 10 canopy. There was a hose reel. There were multiple boxes of like 1960 car model hoses, like radiator hoses and fan belts, and just all manner of stuff, you guys. It was crazy, the stuff that was back there, but all of that's remedied now. This is our trash pile, as you can see, lots and lots of trash. This is all the metal that I pulled out of that corner back there. Very heavy metal, rusty. Get your tetanus shot. So I'm going to try it. We have a scrap person here, or a recycling place here in town. I'm going to take it all down there and see if they'll give me a couple bucks for it. But yeah, this hose reel was under there. The sleds were under there. This is nothing compared to what the trash was like. This is nothing. This is we've thrown away probably 4 piles this same size. And it sucks because the stuff really wasn't trash. It had just been sitting here for so long with cats that it was ruined. That's what really I hate about the whole thing, is it really wasn't that bad. It had just been catted. It had been attacked by cats. But yeah, this is at some point in time, this is going to become a 4-bedroom house right here. This area, this whole area will be a 4-bedroom house. You'll be shocked and amazed, and you guys are going to see it happen. You're going to watch it, the whole process. I think I'm going to start shooting a video every day out here, because we come out here about every day. It won't be every day, but mostly every day. This is my granddad's old Jack. I'm telling you guys, it's like insanity coming out here and digging through this stuff, because I keep finding things that I recognize from when I was a kid, and I'm like, oh my God, that was my granddad's Jack. This was my granddad's light that he used, which is so freaking, I love it. I love it. Now I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to spray paint it. We're going to put a new switch on it, and and it works. This thing still works. This thing has probably been sitting in this garage, let me think, at least 50 years. At least 50 years. This simple little light fixture, and it telescopes. Like you can undo this little thingy right here, and this part will telescope up, and you can tighten it. Yeah, at least 50 years old. So this is going to get completely revamped, and it's going to get a paint job, and it's going to be beautiful. So yeah, just stuff like that. Stupid little stuff that I keep finding that's, it only has value to me, you know, or my sisters, maybe my dad. He'd really appreciate it. I think that's why he never got rid of any of it, is because he couldn't, like I can't, you know, I couldn't get rid of that. There's no way. You'd have to bring someone completely unrelated in here to get rid of that. There's just no way. And my daddy's welding bench. This has been here again for 100 years. This used to be over here in this corner, like on the other side of the wall. That used to sit over there, and this is where I used to crack my walnuts. This vise used to crack my walnuts from that walnut tree. That's right. Yep. So yes, so that's it. This is it. It's a pretty big space. We've got I think it's 10 or 12 foot to the top here, and then I think it's like 14 feet to these middle rafters. The entire space is like 50 by 30. This space is 50 by 30. That space is 24 by 30. And then the office area is like 20 by something. So it's a pretty good, and that doesn't include this and back here. So yeah, we've got some room to move around out here. And then of course you come back here and you get the money shot, right? Looking out my back door. And there it is. Upper management surveying the situation. There's our future burn pile, our future fire. And there's the ruins to the chicken coop that I had the video of yesterday. So yeah, everything's doing well. So I'm going to leave you with that one after our 23-minute talk. I appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. Give me a like. Give me a little likey. Alright guys, have a great day. Thanks.